Live from Amarillo, working in the Panhandle spirit, ABC7 News Midday starts now.
Thank you for being here this morning. I'm Johnny Atkinson, and this is ABC7 News Midday. Before we get started with our news, Corbin is here to tell us what we can expect for our weather. Good morning, Corbin.
Morning, Johnny. Yeah, so we're tracking that chance for a few isolated thunderstorms later this evening. It's not going to be very widespread, but some of them do have that chance at maybe becoming severe. So hail and some winds could be something to definitely look out for.
Possible hail. Okay.
Yes. Let's take a step outside and look at our temperatures right now at 66 here in the Yellow City, 70 up in Boise City, and lower 60s as you get further to the south. Our winds have started to ramp up. They are breezy, around 15 to 25 miles per hour. Dry eye index is a level 4 out of 4. No change there. Just make sure that you stay hydrated. And again, you got some eye drops with you as well. Your storm outlook for this afternoon, again, marginal risk, just a level 1 out of 5, which means that severe weather is possible, but not more than likely not going to be to an extreme extent. And then we'll talk a little bit about that, time it out for you, as well as what we see to wrap up this work week as well. Johnny, back to you.
Thank you, Corbin. Well, the upcoming election on May 7th will give voters across the state of Texas a chance to lower their property taxes by approving 2 amendments to the state constitution. We wanted to know how state lawmakers plan to offset that loss of revenue without making cuts in other areas like education, if those propositions are approved. ABC7's Mitchell Downing spoke with Amarillo State Senator Kel Seliger about that.
The 2 proposed constitutional amendments would lower property taxes for homeowners if they are approved by voters on May 7th. The first proposition looks to reduce the amount of taxes that elementary and secondary public schools could impose on homeowners who are elderly or disabled. The second proposed constitutional amendment is also focused on property tax. According to District 31 Texas State Senator Kel Seliger, if the second passed, around 5.67 million households could see around $175 in savings.
Every dollar that stays in the pockets of taxpayers is a good thing, as long as the services that those taxes go to provide are still there and still serve the public. The public has to make that decision, and they do that by voting on their taxes and by voting in local elections.
One service that could be affected is independent school districts across the state. Aside from the state, one of Texas school districts' main source of income stems from local property tax. I guess one concern around the state would be that independent school districts would lose a big chunk in their revenue. So I was curious if the state had any plans to, help offset that loss in revenue.
There's no direct plan to offset it. The legislature always can do that. I don't know how much money this is going to run into. I suspect, I don't think it's going to be a huge amount.
Potter County Elections Administrator Malin Huntley says so far voter turnout has been poor. She encourages voters to get out and answer some important questions currently being asked by our government. Seliger echoed this message.
I encourage voters to any time the polls are open for any question, to go vote. It has to do with a lot about how the way we live and what our cost of living is and what kind of rules we live in our cities and counties, our school districts and our college districts. Anytime Texans get a chance to vote, they ought to go vote.
If you are a voter from Potter County, you can find all early voting and election day polling sites on pottercountyvotes.com. Reporting in Amarillo, I'm Mitchell Downing, ABC7 News.
Well, we have an update on that officer-involved shooting in Amarillo neighborhood. The man who was shot and killed by Amarillo police during a traffic stop on Monday afternoon has now been identified. 26-year-old Ernesto Pena was pulled over near the 1200 block of North Hill Street just after 2 o'clock on Monday afternoon. Pena allegedly pulled out a handgun and the officer shot and killed him. Police say no officers were hurt and the investigation is ongoing. The second man, the passenger, was taken into custody. In Quay County, Crime Stoppers is offering a $1,000 reward for information leading to an arrest of David Brune. Brune is wanted on warrants for failure to comply with the terms of his release and failure to comply with the conditions of his probation. Anyone with information on Brune's location now is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 575-461-3507. All callers will remain anonymous. And during the pandemic, video calls and Zoom meetings took off, with many employees turning off their camera during the conference calls. But as national correspondent Angela Brown explains, turning off the video may impact your ability to move up.
Working remote leaves this mom of two feeling less stressed, less rushed.
Let's just say I can take this meeting with you, but if I want to cook dinner in the background, I can also do that.
During the pandemic, home became the office. Meetings moved to Zoom, creating another set of hurdles.
Just getting my son to understand too, who's 5. It's like, okay, so mommy doesn't necessarily have a standalone office. Now mommy works at home.
Home life can be chaotic. The kids are loud. The house is a mess. And you turn off the camera on Zoom meetings with your colleagues. But that could turn off your boss. Career strategist Julie Bauke.
Boomers who are even older Gen Xers who are still holding on to, well, I need to be able to see you looking at the camera, or how am I going to know if you're doing your nails, playing on Facebook on your phone?
This new survey found that 92% of U.S. executives report employees who are less engaged, either frequently on mute or do not turn on their camera during virtual meetings, probably do not have a long-term future at their company. So turning off that camera can make it harder to move up.
If they're doing everything they're supposed to do, doing a great job, very productive, et cetera, and then they get passed over for a promotion because they're in a work from anywhere stage, they're out of there. This is a great way to lose your best people.
But it's not just FaceTime on Zoom, but also in the office. 96% of executives believe workers who are primarily remote are at a disadvantage compared to those who work primarily in the office. But our Alexia says the opposite is true.
To a certain degree, I work more now, perhaps, than I did then.
Right now, it's a workers' market. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, there are about 5 million more job openings than people looking for work. So right now, executives cannot afford to alienate employees. In Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
Well, President Biden granted clemency to 78 people yesterday, including an Amarillo man. Nicholas Cano was sentenced to 140 months in federal prison in 2014 for possession of a methamphetamine with intent to distribute. Instead of being released in 2026, Cano's sentence will now end in April of 2023, serving the remainder on house arrest. Cano was convicted after federal prosecutors said he received a shipment of 24 Campbell's soup cans suspected of containing 17 kilos of meth. And President Biden commuted the sentences of 75 others, including people from Lubbock, Odessa, and several other cities in Texas. He also pardoned 3 people, including 53-year-old Betty Jo Bogans from Houston, who was convicted in 1998 of possessing crack cocaine. And one of Amarillo's premier attractions is expanding to host more types of events and to offer entertainment year-round. ABC7's Drew Powell reports how a multi-million-dollar expansion project at the Starlight Ranch Event Center will also generate more money for the Amarillo economy.
We've gotten up to 10 new festivals this year, and that's the first time that we're seeing this kind of growth in a particular area.
10 festivals combined with 10 concerts featuring proven acts that can draw thousands of people are scheduled for this spring and summer at the Starlight Ranch Event Center.
I think festivals are kind of growing. I think, you got festivals like ACL, and luckily, we started the Starlight Ranch, and now we can start adding festivals to Amarillo, like the Margarita Fest and Fajita Fest.
Different genres we're seeing. We're seeing the Mud Fest. We're seeing the Oktoberfest, Pride Fest, Margarita Fest, the Beer Fest. Lots of new events that have not only the concerts, but they have experience with what people enjoy.
Crews broke ground on an expansion project to construct an 8,000 square foot multi-purpose facility called the Moon Palace that will be open year-round.
Yeah, it's a short season for Starlight, but with the new Moon Palace, we'll be able to go year-round, having all kinds of new events and concerts on a year-round basis for the entire Texas Panhandle.
The Starlight Ranch Event Center is in the running to host next year a week-long nationally sanctioned event that will attract people from all over the world.
If we get the sanction for the Route 66 celebration and the week-long festival here in Amarillo, that means millions of dollars for Amarillo economy.
Whenever we add in strong seasons with Starlight, events such as Hoodoo, bring in the food trucks and, and the different flavors from all over town, we're really showcasing ourselves as a destination.
Helping to drive the expansion and hosting more events is due to the increase in folks traveling again.
COVID is 99% done. People are back on the road. The international business is just growing like crazy again.
We definitely want to create generational travel.
Construction on the Moon Palace is expected to be completed sometime in the early part of the summer, with the first of a number of events scheduled to take place sometime in July, August, or in the fall months. Reporting from Amarillo, I'm Drew Powell, ABC7 News.
Well, coming up on 7 News Midday, go to the next break. Do not go. Do not collect $200. We'll be back with this Texas Business Report when we come back.
And we do have some isolated thunderstorm chances today. There is a marginal risk, though, that some of them could briefly become severe. We'll talk about what hazards we could see accompany them in just a few minutes.
Get the ABC7 Amarillo News app now. Instant alerts the second news breaks. Watch ABC7 Amarillo News anywhere. Download the ABC7 Amarillo News app now. Sponsored by Capital Farm Credit. ABC7 Amarillo Daybreak. Count on us to bring you the local news and weather you need to start your day.
As you rise,
we shine.
ABC7 Amarillo Daybreak. Weekday mornings from 4:30 to 7.
At Texas Furniture, it's the biggest spring sale ever. New stock on bedrooms, dining rooms, plus sofas, sectionals, chairs, in fabrics and leathers. All product is in stock and ready for delivery. You won't believe the savings. The big spring sale, only at Texas Furniture.
Spokespersons for Tormey and McConnell.
You got hurt in an accident with a semi-truck. What if you can't afford a lawyer?
Tormey and McConnell won't charge you 1 penny unless they win your case.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call us. We'll go to bat for you.
355-2700.
This job has been one of the greatest honors of my life.
On May 26th, Ellen takes her final bow.
We are so proud of what we do every day. We love making people laugh and also cry at the same time, showcasing people that are doing good in the world. Thanks for being a part of 19 years of the best part of my life so far.
Now, Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen's farewell season continues.
Today at 4 on ABC7. When it comes to Texas pride, the Panhandle is overflowing. Its streets are full of our history, and its ranches thick with heritage. And a few Cadillacs. But at the heart of it all is water. The Ogallala Aquifer plays a crucial role in keeping the Panhandle thriving. From the beef industry to the arts, our football to our farms. Water makes everything we do possible. It's the lifeblood of Texas, and the Panhandle runs on it. Texas runs on water.
Why didn't you tell me that thing you were chasing was you?
It's not me. I made a huge mistake. My family's about to pay for it.
What happened is not your fault, Clark.
Superman and Lois. New episode Tuesday at 8, 7 Central. Only on the CW.
Ready for a little GMA-ish promo? Okay, here we go. GMA 7A every day with Robin, George, and Michael. That's how you start the day.
mornings after daybreak.
Here on ABC7.
Boom!
Get the ABC7 Amarillo weather app now. Weather comes at you fast. Get the information you need and keep safe. Download the ABC7 Amarillo weather app now. Sponsored by Advanced House Leveling.
At Texas Furniture, it's the biggest spring sale ever on reclining furniture. New stock on recliners in fabric and leather, reclining sofas, love seats, and sectionals. The very lowest prices and the largest selection. The big spring sales event only at Texas Furniture.
Well, the Texas City is named the hottest job market in the U.S., and Texas Instruments shares are dropping. Jan King is at the NASDAQ with those stories and more in today's Texas Business Report.
Texas Instruments says the China lockdowns will hurt its forecast. TI is the largest maker of analog and embedded processing chips, which go into everything from household appliances to military and space hardware. Fort Worth is the first city in the U.S. to mine Bitcoin and will run mining rigs out of City Hall. Each of the program's 3 machines will consume the same amount of energy as a household vacuum cleaner, according to city estimates. Well, Austin was named the hottest job market in America, an analysis from the Wall Street Journal and Moody's Analytics. Nashville was number 2. And finally, what is the most popular board game in Texas? SolitaireBliss.com crunched the sales numbers and says it's Monopoly. Now, in Dallas, it's also Monopoly, but in Houston, it's checkers. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King with your Texas Business Report.
Fur, you won't faze me. Unlike Zyrtec, Allegra won't make me drowsy.
Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin. So trees, you won't take me down. When allergies attack, take Allegra.
Before your symptoms take over you.
Live your greatness.
When the hands that do the fixing need fixing. When the hands that do the caring need caring. That's a job for O'Keeffe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream and guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet.
In the last year, there was a victim of identity theft every 3 seconds. Could it happen to you?
Somebody used my identification. They had a driver's license in my name, and they had actually purchased a $50,000 vehicle and drove it off the lot. I thought this only happened in the movies. I didn't know what to do, but thankfully I had LifeLock.
With LifeLock, you have a team of experts on your side. Every member gets identity theft detection and alerts, a U.S.-based restoration agent to fix issues, and LifeLock's $1 million protection package, providing experts and lawyers if needed.
My membership included coverage for an attorney, so I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket. LifeLock provides the type of protection I need.
Help protect what's yours with LifeLock Identity Theft Protection. Call the number on your screen or visit lifelock.com. Use promo code MY25 to save 25% off your first year. Call right now.
Fur, you won't faze me. Unlike Zyrtec, Allegra won't make me drowsy.
Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin. So take Allegra before allergy symptoms take over you. Enter the Allegra sweepstakes for a chance to win up to $16,000 in prizes.
Keep life zesty with Zantac 360 degrees. Heartburn can't stop this party because Zantac 360's triple action prevents, relieves, and lasts, working in as little as 15 minutes. Keep life zesty with Zantac 360.
Hey, it's Mitchell with Woodbridge Home Solutions. Interest rates are on the rise, but not at Woodbridge. We've got 0% interest for up to 2 full years. Windows, siding, doors, and more. 0%. Does that interest you? That, my friends, is why Woodbridge.
Hey sis, check out this cute spot. Bougie. I prefer my coffee with a view. Time to put the work in. Safety first.
The 2022 Chevy Blazer and Trailblazer with standard Chevy Safety Assist, part of the Chevy family of SUVs. Find new experiences, find new roads.
Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles. New models are arriving weekly. Secure yours today. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
Join us every Sunday at 10 a.m. for our New Life Ministries service only on CW11. Loving people back to life.
Panhandle weather can turn on a dime.
That's why the Storm Surge 7 team works together to track the next big weather maker.
Keeping you ahead of the storm all day, every day.
Storm Surge 7 and Weather Alert Day on ABC7 Amarillo. Get the ABC7 Amarillo weather app now. Weather comes at you fast. Get the information you need and keep safe. Download the ABC7 Amarillo weather app now. Sponsored by Advanced House Leveling.
Hey, it's Mitchell with Woodbridge Home Solutions. Interest rates are on the rise, but not at Woodbridge. We've got 0% interest for up to 2 full years. Windows, siding, doors, and more. 0%. Does that interest you? That, my friends, is why Woodbridge.
There are 2 sides.
How long you gotta know somebody before you trust them?
To every story.
He is a very dangerous man.
Real cases that will leave you asking, who do you believe? Series premiere, Tuesday on ABC.
And now, your Storm Surge 7 forecast with meteorologist Corbin Vogus.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Temperatures have been steady to climb. Most of us in the 60s right now, but Boise City and Guyman, Oklahoma, a little ahead of everyone else there, tapping into the low 70s. Winds have also become breezy out of the southwest, around 15 to 25 miles per hour. This helping pump in some more of that low-level Gulf moisture here into the panhandles. Not as much as we had last Friday, but certainly enough that if we do break our cap this afternoon, we will get a few isolated thunderstorms to develop across the area. There's also enough instability that we have have that marginal risk in the dark green you see for maybe a severe storm or two to get going here in the high plains. Now, the biggest issue that we'll have for today is if these storms do develop, we're going to have a lot of drier air at the surface. Cloud base is pretty high, so some of that evaporation will cause some very strong downdrafts, and that could create some gusty winds up to 70 miles per hour. And then the hail size could also be within severe criteria, just a little bit larger than a quarter. So let's go ahead and walk through your forecast. We have the clouds clearing this afternoon. Thunderstorms get going around 4 to 5 p.m. back in northeast New Mexico. Could even see a few try to develop towards Clovis and Portales. And then those traverse to the east as we get further into the evening. 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Most of those storms here in the Amarillo area are right there in the central panhandles. And then most of the scattered thunderstorm activity back towards Perryton and Beaver, Oklahoma overnight tonight. Tomorrow morning, we have a dry line. It's not going to be as sharp as the one we had last week, but it is going to race across the panhandles. We'll see maybe a few storms try to develop back towards Childress and Paducah, but odds are all of us will stay dry on Thursday and will actually be under some fire concerns due to the stronger west and southwest winds that we will be dealing with, as well as some low relative humidity values. So rain chances for tonight, again, just 10 to 30% for most of us. Odds are we do stay dry, but a few of us could get lucky cashing in on some moisture, 30 to 40% north of the Canadian River Valley. Some models say a ½ inch to maybe even more than an inch of rain could be possible if you get lucky. So fingers crossed. Here's your fire weather watches for Thursday and Friday, just the western half of the area tomorrow. Friday's going to be that bigger day of concern. Here's what the fire threat is tomorrow. Elevated risk there in the eastern panhandles. Will escape the fire threats for places like Wellington, Childress, and Paducah, and then critical conditions from Amarillo back to the west. Most of this driven by the relative humidity values, but then Friday, winds really start to crank back up into that gusting over 40 miles per hour range, so we'll have critically high fire danger in the western 2/3 of the area. So a day to definitely stay away from any activities to start a fire would certainly be on Friday. We're also watching Sunday. We have this ridge of high pressure that's going to build. That's going to help pull in some low-level moisture on Sunday. If we're lucky and all the ingredients fall together at the same time, could be looking at another round of thunderstorms as we wrap up the weekend. That's a check of your forecast. Johnny, back to you.
Well, thank you, Corbin. Federal authorities are trying to piece together what led to a botched midair stunt and resulted in a desert plane crash. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
An incredible death-defying midair stunt didn't exactly go down as planned. Instead, what went down was one of the planes involved. And now, federal authorities are involved. The stunt, years in the making and sponsored by Red Bull, involved 2 trained pilots who attempted to switch planes in midair during a coordinated free-fall nosedive from 14,000 feet. Both pilots made it back to Earth safely, but only one successfully completed the swap and landed his plane. The other couldn't reach his intended aircraft, which then crash-landed in the Arizona desert. Now the FAA is investigating the incident. Red Bull has yet to officially comment. Here's a high-flying incident that was not planned involving a mid-air lawn chair. Vermont State Police shared dashcam of a patrol cruiser that was following a truck when a lawn chair in its bed went airborne right into Johnny Law's windshield. No one was injured, but the trucker was cited, and State Police tweeted the obvious, reminding drivers to secure their loads. Finally, watch a spider pull off an airborne leap of faith in a mating move designed to save its life. A new biology study says after mating, certain male spiders immediately catapult themselves away from their female partners. Why? To avoid being eaten by the female in an act of sexual cannibalism. Yep, out of 155 observed matings, 152 male spiders jumped up after getting down. Those who lingered longer were promptly captured and killed by the females. Weird science, man. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, the winds are kicking back in, which means fire danger. Corbin will be back to give us a peek at our weather for the second half of the work week. Stay with us.
Order for a brownie batter shake and a yellow cake batter shake. I'm getting it started. Blending in the brownie pieces.
Order up. Sonic brownie batter and yellow cake batter shakes.
Beat high energy costs with a new high-efficiency carrier system. Call Lone Star Services to get up to $750 in rebates with flexible financing options available. Lone Star Services is your town's best choice with total indoor comfort, professionally trained technicians, and service to all brands. Turn to the experts at Lone Star Services and Carrier at 806-367-9383 or visit them online at lssama.com today.
At Capital Farm Credit, our cooperative returns are a symbol of our strong partnership with you.
I'm Cody Catalina. This is my wife, Lauren. We're from Bryan College Station. We always, I think, knew in the back of our minds that we would like to own land and have a ranch one day and do that because that's what we grew up around. So one of the unique things about Capital Farm Credit is the cooperative nature of it. And then when you get that patronage check once a year, you know, we use that to make certain improvements around the ranch.
Capital Farm Credit. Together, we're better.
Morning in the Panhandle. We're up and at it early, putting in a full day's work, getting the kids ready and off to school. At ABC7, we're here to help you along the way and prepare you before you step out the door.
Covering local news to keep you informed.
And tracking your next weather maker.
As you rise, we shine. Start your day with ABC7 Amarillo Daybreak. Weekday mornings from 4:30 to 7.
We're about to solve a movie-themed crossword puzzle.
If we don't crush this, we're gonna feel terrible.
Totally.
Next crew, Russian Doll's Natasha Lyonne.
The most seductive American pie flavor.
Apple? Yeah.
Apple is correct.
And Queer Eyes, Anthony Porofsky with a creamy, cheesy sandwich.
Mustard?
There's a bit of Dijon in there as well.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Very few people in the world who get as excited about Dijon as me.
Today at 3 on ABC7.
This job has been one of the greatest honors of my life.
On May 26th, Ellen takes her final bow.
We are so proud of what we do every day. We love making people laugh and also cry at the same time, showcasing people that are doing good in the world. Thanks for being a part of 19 years of the best part of my life so far.
Now, Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen's farewell season continues.
Today at 4 on ABC7.
I used to eat cake better.
My mom always let us lick the beaters.
Oh, the beaters.
But she'd always turn them off first.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Sonic brownie batter and yellow cake batter shakes.
I mean, let's be honest, I still lick the spoon.
So how are the winds looking now, Corbin?
They're a little breezy. They're from the southwest. They're actually pulling in some of that low-level Gulf moisture. It's going to help set the stage this evening for some isolated thunderstorms to get going, probably around that 5 o'clock time frame. So should help give us some rainfall, at least for some of us. Let's take a last look at your high temperatures for today. We'll climb to around 82 here in Amarillo, 82 up in Canadian and Perryton, and then 79 for your high temperature in Tulia and Dimmitt. Again, marginal risk that some of these storms, if they do get going, could be capable of some marginally severe hail around quarter size, and then we also could see some winds gusting up to around 70 miles per hour. And that time frame is from 5 o'clock starting in New Mexico, and then those will slowly shift to the east through the later evening hours. So here in Amarillo, we're probably looking at about 8, 9 o'clock when we see a chance at some storms.
Wow. Well, thank you for being here for ABC7 News Midday. We're always online at abc7amarillo.com.
Have a great day.
She should be paying child support.
An ex-wife comes up short.
She was paying regularly and then just stopped.
And the new wife has to have her say.
There had been a decline in her behavior. I don't think it's a good idea for you to discuss that.
Judge Judy.
Today at 2 on ABC7.
Kids at home, if you're watching, and I'm pretty sure you are. We used to have records, and once in a while, if you played it backwards, you could hear
the
secret messages.
Right? Watch live.
Tomorrow morning at 9 on ABC7.
As AmeriCorps members and volunteers, we do more than talk about our core values. We take action and commit to making our community stronger.
At AmeriCorps, my commitment to equity gives every student a strong start.
Our compassion brings food and friendship to neighbors in need.
My determination protects parks in my community.
Now more than ever, your community needs you. What's at your core? Learn more at AmeriCorps.gov.
ABC7 Amarillo Daybreak. Count on us to bring you the local news and weather you need to start your day.
As you rise,
we shine.
ABC7 Amarillo Daybreak. Weekday mornings from 4:30 to 7. Help the Earth by recycling your household batteries. ABC7 Amarillo is partnering with Batteries Plus and our parent company for Sinclair Green Battery Recycling. Just scan the QR code to find the closest Batteries Plus location. Drop off up to 5 pounds of your used household batteries all this month for free.
On the next wheel, you're a plant breeder.
I create new forms of plant life.
You're kind of like a mad scientist.
Pretty much.
See if Laura, that's $10,000, grows her winnings.
Tonight at 6:30 on ABC7. Madison Smith, weeknights on ABC7 Amarillo. The following program is a paid commercial, which has been paid for by the advertiser whose products and/or services are featured in this program.
The following program is a paid advertisement for AAA Texas.
Who can you call when you need immediate help? Any time of day or night, even when you're hundreds of miles away from home. Always giving you and your family peace of mind, knowing that people, benefits, and services are there for you 24/7. Over 50 million members rely on AAA, America's largest